Hey everyone, I haven't made a video in a long time, but I figure it's probably time to show this one off. This is my Neo Geo cabinet that I got from Salvation Army. I picked up for a great deal, $100 on sale, surprisingly. The guy right after me, came in right after me, tried to get it, but I snagged it just in time. It's in excellent condition, as you can see. Everything's intact. This video is going to be on the hardware because I've done a few modifications to it. So I figure we should just start with the top. There's the Neo Geo logo. Under this is the lights that light this up, obviously. Right here you would put the instructions for the games that are in the system, because most Neo Geos you can put more than one cartridge in it. But this one's a single slotter, and I'll get into that later. The screen is 25 inches, pretty big. There's a little bit of burn in it. It looks like it's from like Galaga or something. This is actually turned on its side, but the picture's still okay. Here's the control panel. It looks like when whoever had this before didn't know the layout of the Neo Geo buttons, because it's supposed to be like, these three buttons are supposed to be parallel, and this one is supposed to be down. So he's close, but not close enough. Then we'll go down here. This is the coin slot and the coin jar. I had to put new locks on this. They work perfectly. The light bulbs in the coin slots work. I had to replace those. Back there you can see the test button. That's how you get into the test mode. The only way you can get to that, obviously, is if this coin door is open. And let me open the coin jar. Just pull out your coins like this. They all go in there. It's pretty sweet. And then for added security, we have this bar. It goes across this coin jar in the top, so people don't go and steal it. So we'll go around the side here. Pretty good condition. Here's the back. This actually wasn't a Neo Geo cabinet to begin with. As you can see, it says, well, you probably can't see that, but it says Ghosts and Goblins. It's actually a modified Ghosts and Goblins cabinet that was turned into a Neo Geo. So let me slide off the back here. So here's the inside of my cabinet. So first we'll start with the top. You probably can't, let me see if I can stick my camera up here. No, you can't. Okay, you can kind of see it. I added stereo speakers up here because initially it was only a mono stereo speaker system. It really sucked. So I went to Walmart and picked up a couple stereo 100 watt speakers for 20 bucks. Put them in there, it worked really well. But I'll get into that later. Here's the monitor. The settings for the monitor weren't that great. I found out something about the horizontal screen width was wrong, and I had to go buy these plastic tools to change that, because there's a little coil in there, the white thing, that determines the width of the screen. It was really a pain in the butt. So we'll come down here and we'll look. Here's the actual Neo Geo board. Here's the cartridge that I bought. This is a multi-game, 111 game in one cartridge. I'll go in more to that later. First I want to actually look at the board itself. This is the actual Neo Geo system. I haven't really explained what a Neo Geo is. Basically it's a arcade system slash home video game system. It came in two models, one you can play at home and one you can put into your arcade cabinet. This is the arcade cabinet version, obviously. And basically what makes it different is that it uses a cart slot, and these cartridges that are huge, by the way, these cartridges could run anywhere from $100 to $200, and that was mostly because of how big they were. Genesis cartridges and Super Nintendo cartridges can only hold up to about 4 megs of data. These could hold up to like 200, 300 megs of data. Very big at the time. So the Neo Geo came out in 1990. It was the longest supported video game system, second longest next to the Atari 2600. And SNK kept making video games for this until 2003, and I have one of the games on that cart, which I'll go into later. But here's the board. Here's the cart slot where the cartridges go. And then here you can see the harness. This is a JAMA harness. This is actually a special Neo Geo board that plugs into JAMA harnesses. If you know what JAMA is, it's basically a harness that lets you pull this right off like this, and then you can put in any video game board that you want that supports JAMA, so that way you don't have to buy a new arcade cabinet every single time you buy a new game. But the Neo Geo took it a step further because you didn't have to buy a new board, you could just buy new cartridges, which is great. So I want to go, the JAMA harness doesn't output stereo sound, only outputs mono. So what I had to do was I built this circuit here that takes stereo sound that's directly fed off the board, and this filters it and combines it with the coin slot effects and stuff, and then outputs a left and right channel, which is then output to this jukebox thing. This is my iJuke. Since this is only outputs line level, by overriding the amplifier circuit in this, it doesn't have its own amplifier, so I had to use this, which strangely enough works as an amplifier. It usually works as an iPod player, but anyway. It plugs back in here through the red and white wires into the auxiliary port in the back. And then my speakers up at the top plug into this, and then it feeds stereo sound. So basically, to play the games, you just take your cartridge, find where the arrow lines up, plug it in, just like this. That's it. So that's pretty much it for the hardware. Next video I'm going to make pick a video of some of the games I have that are on that cartridge. When I first got this, I got Fatal Fury and Samurai Showdown, but for this I picked this up on the KLLV.com for $90, and includes 111 games in one cartridge. So basically, it's a really, really good price. So yeah, look out for my next video. I'm going to be doing some reviews. I'm going to show you some gameplays for some of the games of this thing.